What's going on, guys? Today's video will be the HDP50 Generation 2 sort of versus the Beman BP50, the new guy on the block. This is a 13 joule version. It has the restrictor in the handle. Does not have a valve block. It did not come with a valve block because it's the 13 joule version. I know that I can take that out, put a giant barrel, do all that weird shit to it, but currently at its price point, these are very comparable price-wise. $100, $100, 110, 110, like just they're pretty very much comparable. And yeah, if I took that restrictor out, this will obviously have a way higher starting point. But just for today's video, restrictor and handle, these are basically right out the box. Nobody knows currently mods for this, if there's any. I haven't taken them out apart. I've only had it for 25 hours, I believe, so at the time of recording this video. So I'm not going to do that yet. Eventually, later down the line, I will do that. But we're just going to see how these do against each other. I'll probably just use one CO2 cartridge. I'll just use alien plays in this video because they seem to have the better Joule values with both launchers. It's about 72 degrees Fahrenheit out here. I think that's like 23 Celsius probably. Could be 22. So it's warm. Not super warm, but it's warm. It's better than 65. These have been in the sunlight for about 5 or 10 minutes. Maybe 5 minutes, but it's not that hot out here. So I'm gonna load one in each. I'll start off with the Beeman. I just used this in a video. I'm giving this time to rest and chill. So this will probably be rested for about 15 minutes by the time I start using it. So Beeman's up first. If you're unfamiliar with this, it says an 8-round magazine in the little manual, but mine's kind of like janky up here. It feels like if I put 8 rounds, this corner where the pin attaches to this sort of like detent for the magazine or ball stopper, it seems like it's gonna fall off or like break or something. It's not like terrible, but it like shouldn't be like that. But hey, it's a $100 launcher, so can't really complain. I haven't found any websites that sell these aside from like the hwasan Taiwan website that has the magazines. The magazines on that website are like $30. I don't know about shipping or nothing like that. It's just the base rate's $30. I'm gonna drop one down here. So now there's 8 essentially in this launcher, 8 alien play rounds. Drop the mag in. I got Crossman CO2s. They've been chilling on the table, like I said earlier, for maybe like 5 minutes. And so 8 rounds, kind of a small barrel. I haven't tried shooting the super big ball bearings that I have. These alien plays are like 12.5 millimeters, and I've shot it through it before and they work fine. Yesterday I made a short, I think 382 or something was the highest the Beeman got with the alien plays on a 12-gram CO2. So here goes nothing. I'm gonna reload, put more, basically just spend the whole mag, and I'll do the little paper thing with the averages and all that stuff. So here is the Beman BP50 in all of its glory, and punctured. This is the 3rd CO2 cartridge I put in this, but I have shot it with airlines and all that. 384. 380. 2.7 gram alien play ball. 376. I will rapid fire this in a different video. 370, just to see how fast it drops if you're dumping this on something. 368, I think that's shot 5. 358, shot 6. 356, shot 7, and last shot. 350. So I'm gonna reload the mag. I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, had a little issue with the magazine. I was putting the follower down. It works. I was putting the follower guide down, and and then it came off, and then my little spring that goes on the side of the sort of like detent for the mag, it popped off. Luckily I found it. So currently this magazine does not have that spring in there because I don't want to take forever letting this like charge while I'm not using it. So we'll see if this works. Hopefully it works. 8 shots, same everything, same CO2 that I used. Alien play balls. 398. 384. This has been sitting for like 2 minutes because I was screwing around with the mag for a little bit. 370. It's the third shot on the second mag. 350. 322. She's dying fast right now. It's loading correctly. I haven't been double firing, nothing weird happening. 296. 268. 242. I think that's the last shot. So out of rounds. I'll show you guys what happens when your spring falls off the magazine. So that was 3 extra past the mag. I think the bolt didn't reset. I'm not familiar with the inside, but after that last shot I just heard like coming down the barrel, so hopefully it's not an issue with like a busted O-ring or something, but we shall see what that does. So since that spring's not in the mag, it's not ejecting because there's not pressure being pushed on this. So normally this is always wanting to go up, but since that spring's out, it seems like an easy fix. I just have to take time to do that. I don't want to do it right now because this video will be forever or whatever. So it works. I'm gonna air it up on a tank later just to make sure it's functioning correctly. But now I got the old trusty HDP50. I'm gonna load up some rounds and put a Crossman in there and get on it. All right, 6 rounds, alien plays. Crossman CO2, it's been chilling on the table for probably 10 minutes now. I will let this one rest for like a minute and a half, how I did with the Beeman, just to make this as equal as possible. And yeah, I'll show you guys my watch after this mag is spent, and then I'll show you the watch when I start recording again. So HDP50 Gen 2, basically as you would receive it out of the box if you go to the store and buy one or get one online. As long as you have a 13 Joule version, it should perform pretty much the same as this does right now. The detent is switched out, but I just filmed a video and it seems like it's fine. 344. So that was a lot slower than the Beeman's first shot, about 50 feet per second slower, I think. 340. That was 40 feet per second slower than the first shot on the Beeman. But this, obviously you can make this stronger. It's just, this is what it's doing out the box. 336. 330. 322. And I think I got one more shot. 320. So it is now 6:07. I'm gonna let this chill for like a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes, and I'll be back at like 6:09. All right, you guys, I got the Beeman spring back in the mag. It's functioning as it should. I may remove it and measure it and get a size so that if in the event it falls off, I will be able to buy a new one, hopefully. And it has been 2 minutes, so that took me like a minute or something to put the spring back. Luckily I was able to find the spring. It just happened to just like fall on the table right after I lost control of the follower. I'm actually going to put that down, or put it back up I should say. Alright, so yeah, this thing flew up really fast and hit this, and then it popped it, and then the spring popped out. So be careful with that. 2 minutes 20 seconds have passed, so here we go. Same CO2, alien plays. 352. 340. 332. So yeah, just the stock HDP out the box. It's not getting it as hard as the Beman BP50 out the box. 320. This is just my launcher. I'm sure there's probably some oddball ones that hit like a beast, but this one is basically stock out the box. Last shot, 296. So that was 12 shots with the HDP50. I'm gonna give it like another minute to chill out and then load up more rounds and waste the rest of the mag. I usually get, like, the way this is right now, I'll usually get like 15 to 18 shots, just depending on the CO2 and stuff. So I'll be right back. It's 6:10, by the way, 6:10 and 28 seconds. All right, you guys, it has been 1 minute exactly, and let this chill. This is the third magazine or tube of ammo on the same CO2 on the HDP50 2.7 gram aluminum balls. 290. So yeah, she's running out of gas. 258. So I would say you could probably get 12 shots with your HDP50. 234. 210. 188, which, you know, anything under 270 is like 7 joules or something. 154, and she's out of gas and out of ammo. So that's all she wrote. I loaded up the BP50 Beeman magazine. I put 6 of the little T4E quick access balls in it. I'm gonna throw it on my CO2 tank with the MCS tank adapter and just verify that the valve isn't screwed up, because yeah, my last shot I just heard like air slowly hissing out the barrel, so I hope it's not broken, but see what happens. All right, guys, it's aired up on the CO2 tank, no leaks. I also wanted to try this because I noticed there was a slight bump in speed when I used my big CO2 tank, which is what this is on right now. When I used it on the alien play balls, it was on CO2 12 gram, it was getting like 384 feet per second. On the big tank, it was doing like 396 or 398, so it went up about 10 FPS. The highest I got with a 12 gram and the 1.36 gram balls that are in here, the white nylon balls, the highest I got on the 12 gram was 532. So I'll see if it can beat that on the CO2 tank. 532. 536. 536. There's a pan in there. That's why it's bouncing off like that. A pan behind all those clothes. 534. I think 2 more shots. 530. So just pretty much the same. Short barrel is not going to make it go any faster. 530. So yeah, your first shot on a 12 gram with those lightweight balls, for me, on the warm weather that I'm sort of in, like over 70 degrees but not 90 degrees Fahrenheit, so between 23 degrees Celsius, and I haven't had a chance to shoot this in hot weather yet because I just got it yesterday and it hasn't been like super hot out here, but I will try it when it's like 85 degrees Fahrenheit or like 27, 28, 30 Celsius. When it gets hot, I'll be trying this. I'm just gonna dry fire this a couple times and then do the check valve. 4 for good measure, and do my check valve thing right here. So yeah, it's fine, no damage. It survived me using it. I'm kind of good at breaking stuff. Even if I don't want to, I'll end up breaking it. So let me check that the mag pops out. Yep, it does. My little spring thing is okay. But yeah, I'll show you guys how I put that back in. It was very simple. It took me a minute and 10 seconds or something. But, you know, there's a clear winner here, and it is the BP50. I didn't do anything to these. These are all stock. This has the original restrictor, which is kind of large compared to my TR50 restrictor, the hole in there. It's not 1 millimeter, but it's definitely not as small as the TR50 one. I'll take it out and show you guys the back side of this restrictor. The TR50 and my other T40 stuff, when I got the new valves, I looked at the restrictors, and all of them were very small. This one was the oddball one that was kind of large. So the other ones were like a pinhole, like very, very small. I haven't tried this in my TR50 yet. I did the 1 millimeter drilled one in the TR50, and it kind of farted. So I want to try that because I feel like that's smaller than 1 millimeter, but it's a lot larger than the like super tiny little pin needle one that came with my TR50 11 Joule valve. So Beeman wins. Obviously I can take that out and shoot it, and it'll be, you know, super high, but I'll only get like 6 shots, maybe 8 shots out of it. And I've done that video a few times now. First shot's about 27 joules depending on the weather and stuff. Second shot's about 20. A couple videos it stayed around 20 for like 3 or 4 shots, and then it dropped down to like 16. Other videos it went 27, 23, 20, like 19, 17, like a kind of gradual drop off. There's been one time where I shot it in pretty hot weather, like 90 degrees Fahrenheit outside, and it was staying at 20 joules for like 5 shots. Cold weather is going to affect these. You know, it's all very temperature dependent. I would rather have more shots with the restrictor and the handle than a super high powered HDP50 where every shot counts. At least you'll be able to, like if you have a speed loader on this, you'll be able to reload if you need to. If you don't have a speed loader and you run this with no restrictors, you're going to get 6 shots, and then you're either going to have to use this to hit somebody with, or just like try to get out of whatever you're in. So it's just stuff to think about before you just want like full power all the time on everything. So yeah, you guys have a good one. BP50 won this. Like I said earlier, same price. No one knows mods for this yet, but yeah, you can buy a big old barrel for this. You can get an HPA tap, run a bottle straight out the back. You can do what I do with these tanks and stuff. You can pull the restrictor out. Like, there's a lot of known stuff to do with this. I've seen some of these hit like 100 joules. So yeah, you could do a lot of stuff with these. Not yet with this, but we'll see in the future what this holds. So you guys have a good one, and I'll see you next time.